Look at this. He didn't even let me get to the dump. He's already pulling hutches out. I guess that's a good problem to have. Randy the Hutch Slayer. I think we were coming up with a new nickname.
There you go. I like that.
You like that one? Well, it was my turn to get in the hole, and the first thing I popped out is this little bitty baby lock right here. I'm gonna clean it up and see what's on it. I'm hoping that it's brass. It'll be hard to say. We'll find out here shortly. It is hot, it's humid, we're pouring sweat, but we've got a good hole that's producing good relics and great antique bottles. So let's see what else we can come up with. All right, guys, this dump has not been very kind to me. Clayton and Austin and Randy have all found what I would call lifetime digs here between the Bessemer Liquor Company jug. Clayton dug a short Indian, and then Randy got a tall Indian. And I've got what looks to be a flask right here and a hutch above it. So I'm gonna see if I can dig these out real quick. They're buried the wrong way. They're not running parallel with the hole, they're going deep, so I'm gonna have to dig back past them and try to get them out. So we'll see what they are here in just a second. All right, so what I saw on the bottom was this flask right here. This is like a single recessed ring neck flask. These aren't the typical ones that we see. It almost looks like a press top, but it was cork. It may have had like a piece of tin wrapped around the top of it. But I think I got my soda out. Looks like I finally got a hutch out of here. Good Lord, it was a lot of work. However, it is a clear variant, and it is very, very strongly embossed with an eagle on it. Randy, we got twins. Was yours aqua?
Yeah.
He said, I don't know. No, this one is a light aqua. Okay. But I'm very, very excited to have finally broke my no hutch streak here. You know what that means, Randy?
We're gonna find them all.
We're gonna find them all now. There's gonna be Coke hutches and Pratt Indians. Let's do it. Alabama Bottling Company though, with the eagle, 2 pictorials, 2 hutches, and a flask. Within our first 30 minutes, I think we're gonna do good today, guys. Let's see what else we come up with. So before we move along in the video, here is that padlock after a 24-hour soak in CLR. You can see that it says Mars, and up at the top it says cabinet lock. I can't make out the first word. What's cool is it does have little stars on it, so I'm assuming that the name brand was named after the planet Mars. It does still have some rust on it. There is discoloration that comes along with CLR, but I would much rather be able to see the maker's mark, the stamp that's on there, than I would it just be a big rust ball. Now, as for the hutches that me and Randy found, this is what we found. This is what it looks like cleaned up. Alabama Bottling Company hutch. As you can see right there, it's got a nice pictorial eagle. Now let's get back to the video and go see what else we can find. Randy pulled this stopper out of the bottle that's down there on the bottom, and look, it's still got the rubber around the stopper that would have sealed it. He's got 2 necks showing. Thought it was another stopper, didn't you? They gotta pack themselves right in there by the brick, but I'm hoping at least one of those is a good soda for you. That bottom one I believe is broken. I may be wrong. Yeah.
No, you're right. That's when the stopper came out of.
That's what the one, well, maybe that top one's a soda. That's how mine was a while ago. Soda on top of a flask. Wonder if it was like Coke and whiskey back then.
Could have been a thing.
We're gonna let the camera roll. While you guys are watching this video, I should be sitting on the beach. Oh, it was a straight side Coke. Daggone it. Look at that. Would have been a shoulder script. Probably between 1912 and 1914. Well over 100 years old. The rest of it's going to be in there, Andy, the way the brake looks. But look right there. See how it's clean brake over here? And then it's dirty there. It already had the flash crack in it long before we got to it. But it's weird. We'll dig 2 or 3 foot. We won't find anything. We'll go another 2 or 3 foot, and all of a sudden there'll be a hutch or 2 laying there. It's like I told Randy, most people would kill to find hutches, period. So we have just got to keep working through this hot Alabama humid heat and these giant mosquitoes that are the size of pterodactyls. See another one down there? Not yet.
What that is?
That's a cream jar, it looks like. I told Randy, this year, 2023, my goal is to find a mini jug. That is something I've been wanting to do. But at least we're in a layer, guys. We'll turn the camera back on when we get something cool. Quick shot of that cream jar Randy just pulled out. It was a J. Johnson soap.
There you go.
Milwaukee. Oh, there you go.
Kettle.
It is a little kettle. We've pulled a lot of pots out of this hole, haven't we?
Yeah, several pieces.
Yeah, they're over there by the shovels. There's been a lot of metal in here though, and I like that metal. A lot of times it'll preserve the bottles for some reason. If it didn't crush them whenever it first fell on top of them, it has a way of protecting it against the elements and I guess the pressure of the dirt through time. Randy uncovered this little doll head. when he was showing it to me, he flipped it around. I said, man, look on the back. Her eyes were blue, which is interesting. Did you notice that? And then when he turned it around, look, it's got a number, 3913. And it was made without the scalp on it. So I wonder if that was the way that they threaded hair in there or what. Definitely interesting. If anybody knows what this is or the style or the brand, drop in the comments below and let us know. We're starting to hit a little bit of a slow patch. Just pulled out a doorknob. That's the second one out of this hole. And I pulled out a nice white porcelain button just a second ago. The problem that we're running into is that giant mass right there where my Gatorade's sitting is all one big root ball from that tree that you see up there. And it is loaded with this rotten wood that you see, like that piece right above Randy's head, but it's not quite rotten enough to break. I can jump up and down on it. It's just there. It's in the way. So we're working around it. And eventually, if we break enough dirt free, it will roll out of the way and move. It's just going to take some time. We're trying to battle through, though, right now, this dry spell and get to the next pocket of bottles. That just seems to be how this dump works. You can dig for 15 minutes, find 2 hutches, and then it goes 5 hours before you find the next bottle. Sounds crazy, but that's really how it works. Well, guys, Randy and I couldn't hang in there anymore. He got a hutch, then I got a hutch. We got a couple of slick medicines, a couple of slick flasks. I got that really cool lock. And then the next thing you know, the ash layer that we're digging in just completely runs out, and we run into a hole that was dug probably 30 years ago. So after 5 hours, tons of sweat and work, we decided to give up for the day. And now I am in the water. So I'm hopeful today that in this city creek right here is going to be a ton more antique bottles. You never know, though, until you walk up it and see what's here. So let's get going and see what we can come up with. All right, guys, I think I see a bottle right down there. I'm going to see if I can kick it out. Yep, definitely a bottle. All right, let me roll it out. I'm going to set my fork down, and then I'll pull it out for y'all to see what it is. All right, I muddied the water up a little bit, kicking it out. Well, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. It's got the right color for a 15. Nope, it's 1923. That's okay. So, for those of you that are new to the channel or haven't been around very long, you can usually tell by these bottles right here that are shaped in kind of like an hourglass form. That's called a hobble skirt. And if they're old enough, you'll see either December 25th, 1923, or you'll see a 1915 variant. So this right here is what you call a 1923 Christmas Coke, and it's from Selma, Alabama. We will take that, guys. That is a great bottle. Some of these have a pretty cool mark around the heel that is just a little bit different. I can't tell if this one has it or not. If it does, it's very faint. They'll say Graham on it, which would have been the glass maker. This one looks like it's going to have a little bit of rash from rolling down the creek. I'm going to have to get all that mud out of it, and maybe a little bit of a heel spot right there. However, it's still a really cool, almost century-old bottle. Let's take it, keep going, see what else we can come up with. So this is pretty cool right here, guys. Check it out. Oh, we got us a deer. That's definitely coming home with us. Looks like he was a 5-point to me. Been in the water long enough. He doesn't have any skin or flesh, thank God. Look at that periwinkle hiding in his eye socket. I'm taking this out with me, guys. Just snagged this one off the bottom. This one isn't nearly as old. This is probably 1940s or 50s if I had to guess. You can see it says Nashville Pure Milk Company. Up there around the top, it would have had a paper or an ACL label around the bottom. And it's going to have some marks on the bottom. It looks like it says maybe AMC. Well, right there it does have a patent date of March 1st, 1925. So it actually may be a little bit older than I thought it was. That's actually a really nice milk bottle, guys. Even though it's missing the label or the ACL on there, I'm perfectly content to have it with that embossing on there. And it's a cool small one. As we make our way up through here, you can see where the sun is in the water, how much better you can see through it. However, I am wearing polarized glasses, and that does help peer through the water. I used to say that pretty often, and I've got to where I thought everybody knew that's what I was doing, but I've had a couple of comments lately from folks saying, why don't you wear polarized glasses? Well, I am. It does help peer through the water for sure. Because this stuff, once you get into the shade, is much, much harder to see through. And this area that I'm in right now is one of those silt areas. If I don't walk fast enough, the silt just covers up everything before I get to see it. And the water's moving so slow, it could take several hours to clear. We are definitely in the snake zone right now, though. So I'm trying to keep my head on a swivel and making sure that I don't have any snakes falling off the tree limbs on me or anything like that. I'll turn the camera back on if I don't get bit by a snake or ate by an alligator. Only kidding. I'll turn it back on when we find something cool. There's a broken bottle right there. But y'all know me, we're gonna get it out of here regardless of whether it's broke or not, but I'm hoping for a good whiskey glass. And I can tell already it's gonna be too broken up to make one out of. However, that would have been a nice circle slug, early turn of the century bottle right there, guys. Wish that would have been whole, but it's not. So let's keep going and see if we can find a good one. So I saw 3 bases to bottles. By the time I raked them out, this is that silt out I'm talking about. This is how clear it is. This is how clear it is not. Just as soon as you touch the bottom, that silt starts to roll up, and it makes it impossible to see. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to walk up creek, then hopefully that'll clear by the time I get back, and then I can hopefully see the 3 that I just raked out of the bottom. This would have been a bowling pin Buffalo Rock. I wish it would have been whole. Sadly it's not, and it has a heel chip, so it's not even a good whiskey glass candidate. But that would have been a nice 20s bottle right there, guys. Just snagged this out of the bottom right here. Heinz Honey and Almond Cream. Pretty common bottle, and this is the screw top variant, but we will take it. It's in pretty good shape. Let's see what the bottom says. A.S. Heinz Co. Made in the USA. There are a couple more bottles laying right here and pieces of glass that I have not picked up yet. So let's see what they are. This looks like this is gonna be a cream jar. Let's see if it's whole. Yeah, that one's whole. Nope, big chip out of the side. Let's see if this plate over here is anything my wife can use. It's got the age cracks, but it doesn't have any great color to it. These don't belong in here, however, so we're gonna get them out. We're still walking this creek, guys. Never know when you're gonna pop up on something really good. I did find a pocket watch not too long ago right around in here. It was caught in a rock crack, so I'm gonna search really heavily over there to make sure I don't miss anything. I think that pocket watch may have ended up in here for one reason. There's a church over here to this side, and I've often wondered if they baptize people in the deeper pools, because I found some interesting relics in here. All right, you see right here how the rock drops off? It has a little bit of a crevice. You look right here, there's another crevice and another crevice. These rock crevices serve like natural riffles in the creek. So the stream is actually running this way, or the creek. And so everything that was upstream or up here is washing down. It hits these cracks and the heavier stuff gets caught in them. This is a prime spot to swing a metal detector, because this is where I found that pocket watch. It was right inside of one of those crevices. So right along the bank up here, I just snagged this out off of the side. It washed up there, and I guess it was just sitting. This is going to be an Amper Hicks and Capidine. There again, not a super rare bottle, but it is whole, and we will absolutely take that. This will clean up pretty nice. I don't even think I'm gonna have to put this one through the tumbler. We have got a lot of glass starting to show up down through here though, and I'm pretty excited to see what will pop out. I'm hoping that I find another soda bottle today. Let's see what this little radio is. Is it a radio or is it an answering machine? I think that's an answering machine. That's almost an antique. Kids nowadays don't even know what an answering machine is. That don't belong in there either. So guess I'll throw that in the bag and get it out. What do we got here? Not only did they throw their can in here, they threw their old fishing bowl. That one looks like it's been in here a little while. Can't tell. Looks like it says something over here. Doesn't look like it's gonna be salvageable, so in the trash it goes. All right, guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed today's adventure. If you did, please be sure that you're subscribed. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be preparing for our next adventure, which is gonna be a little bit of beach metal detecting in Florida. We're gonna be searching for gold. We hope that no one lost any, but in one way, I kind of do, so we can find it. With that being said, I'll be swinging the Garrett AT Max. My wife's going to be using the Apex. We do have our Garrett pinpointers. I've got to go find someplace in the storage in my new shop. I have 2 sand scoops that I get ready to go. So if you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss our future beach adventure, please be sure that you hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.